Hello and welcome back to Good Morning Lancaster. I'm Timothy Lloyd-Judson.
And I'm Charlotte John. Thank you for joining us.
Today we will be joined by Hannah Laycock, VP of Education.
So let's bring you up to date with the latest news headlines.
Researchers at Lancaster are building new statistical models which will help people living in flood-prone areas. The model will help guide infrastructure spending for flood defences and drainage systems, as well as help insurers with their offers and advice.
Professor Edward Truck at the university's management school is the lead author of the new Smart Parks report commissioned by the Lake District National Park Authority. The report produces a new vision of a smart park which provides efficient and reliable internet connectivity. The connectivity could also be used for a range of objectives, from sending alerts to authorities when the bins are full, sensing when you are tired during a walk, or locating the nearest pub or rest stop.
Over the weekend, 44 athletes from Lancaster University competed at Bucks Nationals competition. Held in Sheffield, students from the badminton, karate and fencing teams were amongst those competing. The swimming team was hugely successful, with university records and personal bests being beaten. Well done to all those who competed.
Scientists from universities in Edinburgh, Leeds and Lancaster have conducted a study which has found that lightning may strike less often in future as the planet warms up. The research has predicted that there may be a 15% drop in the number of lightning flashes worldwide by the turn of the next century. This drop could impact the frequency of wildfires and affect how greenhouse gases in the atmosphere contribute to climate change.
On Wednesday, Sir Ian McKellen came to the university to do a talk as part of the LGBTQ History Month.
You were there, right?
That was cool, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was amazing.
Were you there?
I was there,
Wow.
yes.
Cool. What a coincidence.
Of course, as soon as I saw it, I was like, get tickets now.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And they were like sold out in a day, weren't they?
They were,
It was
yeah.
very, very fast.
Yes.
Yeah, what an amazing talk, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
we live streamed all of it.
We did live stream all of
It is
it.
available to view online. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, it was straight away when he kind of walked in and he was walking down the aisle
Yeah.
and everyone was just kind of like,
Yes, it was
and
just,
then he did his iconic, "You shall not pass."
that was
Everyone
definitely the
just,
highlight.
"You're amazing."
Yes,
And
he
he
did
is.
it.
He was. It
was
was
very
really
good.
good.
I quite liked it because obviously he's going in there and he knows everyone's going to be expecting that to him. And so it's like, okay, I'll just get this out of the way now and then I can do what I came here to talk about, I guess. I don't know. That was good, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, we gave him a gift.
Yeah,
The
he got
Lancaster
a
hoodie.
Lancaster Uni hoodie.
Yes.
That was,
Which he put on straight away, and he looks like, I don't
He
think
was-
you should say this about Sir Ian McKellen, but he looks so cute. He was just
he
like,
did,
so
didn't he, though?
happy
Yeah.
in his.
It was so
Lancaster
stylish. He really
hoodie.
rocked that hoodie,
Yeah.
though, and even put it on
So,
stage.
yeah.
I mean, that was
I mean,
cool, wasn't
has
it?
York put a hoodie on Sir Ian McKellen?
That's probably not. And if it is, it's probably photoshopped or something. So, anyway, this is real, 100%. It happened.
It did.
So yeah, that was great. Yeah, I actually got my mother over from Belgium because I saw that these tickets were on sale, and I'm like, okay, I need to get you this right now. And it's just like, yes, book it, book it,
Came
book it.
from
Just
Belgium for it.
yeah, because she was going to come over anyway, and that week, and it just so happened to be 2 hours after she'd arrived.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, listen, you need to answer right now. Do I get this, yes or no? It's like, she was so happy by that. So
Aw,
that was cool.
bless
Shout
her.
out to you at this point.
Timmy's mum is lovely. She's probably
really cool.
LA1's biggest fan.
Probably, yeah. If you're
So,
watching right now,
Shout
hi.
out. Hi. Yeah, so.
Anyway, moving on from that, yeah.
It's been pointed out to us that, I don't know if we match or if we clash today.
Yeah, I don't know. This wasn't coordinated or anything.
It really wasn't.
I just thought I'd put on something colourful.
And
So, yeah.
this is all I had clean, so there we go.
Yeah, you know, it's just making it work somehow. Lucky coincidence. What would Ian McKellen have thought of this? So, you know, he'd probably have liked it.
I don't
Don't
know.
know.
Should that be our new LA1 motto? What would Ian McKellen think of this?
It would be, yeah. I think he'd probably,
Okay.
he'd find it
So that's
funny,
also
yeah.
worrying when we're halfway through presenting this. Like, what would
Yeah,
Ian McKellen
that's
think
good,
of
you know. Moving on at a good pace.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to move on because we've got a very exciting guest today who's currently laughing at us. Nominations have now opened for full-time officer positions at the Students' Union. We'll next be joined by Hannah from the Students' Union to talk about the FTO roles and nominations. Lancaster University's Student Union have created a video to help understand the roles, so let's take a look at that.
Hi, I'm Cass and I'm the current Vice President Union Development here at Lancaster University Students' Union, and I'm here to tell you why you should run to be a full-time officer. run to be a full-time officer no matter what part of your degree is, be that first year or third year. It's a full-time paid job, so it's not just a year of volunteering, you get fully paid for it. You get great skills in leadership and management, which help you for your future prospects and career. Full-time officers are so important to everything that the union does, from sports and societies to welfare campaigns, the colleges and the JCRs, the Sugar House, Living, Purple Card. Everything we do here is led by our student officers. So as part of my role as Vice President Union Development, I work with the colleges and the JCRs, the commercial services like Central, and the democracy and governance side of things. Throughout the year, I've learned so much about finances and things I never thought I would. I've built up a lot of my personal skills, especially when it comes to leadership, teamwork, and just communicating with others on a day-to-day basis. So if you're thinking of nominating yourself, you can do that online at our website, or if you've got any questions, pop into the Students' Union and ask any staff member, and they'll be more than happy to help you. Aside from that, we've got our candidate academies running all the way up until the end of campaigning period, where you can come along, ask any questions, and just find out about the general process. I think you should run to be an officer because if you want to make a change, it's a great way to do so, be that a small thing or a big thing. If you're passionate about something, then I would encourage you to run.
So we're now joined by Hannah Laycock, VP Education, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, can you explain what the FTO positions are?
Oh, okay. All of them?
Or a vague, what do you guys do?
Okay. So the FTOs are the highest kind of elected members of the student body representatives. We have a very simple job to represent every single student at Lancaster University and make sure, that everybody's voice is being heard in kind of all aspects of university life.
Okay. So there's the president.
Yeah.
And there's 5 vice presidents.
Yeah, so you've got me, who's VP Education, Campaign and Communications, Welfare and Community Activities, and is that it? How many was that?
Education, campaigns, communications, welfare,
and union development. Oh my God,
union development. who we just saw on that video there, which is why I forgot to mention it because we've already shown his face here today.
He's gonna kill me. Yeah, he does a lot. He's great.
He does. So, what does your role in particular involve?
So my role is basically anything academic. I work very closely with the academic reps, as you'll know. I also have the job of making sure that everybody's experiencing the same level of education within their departments, that's UG and PG. I work very closely with faculty forums, with a lot of student voice, and I sit on a lot of university meetings to make sure that the student voice is being heard at, the very top level, because a lot of the times the university can think that we're doing one thing, but then the students know that we're doing something else.
True. So, what's it like to be a full-time officer in general?
Fun and insane, and every day is different, and you never know hopefully you do know what you're going to be doing, but we kind of run on manifestos, so you've always got those at the forefront of what you want to do, but you're also reacting to different things that people approach you with. Every day is different. The office is really great. It's really student facing. If anyone's ever been in there, we normally look like we're not doing any work, but talking to students is work for us.
So obviously if people want to go for this,
yes,
there's quite a lot of campaigning involved, obviously.
Yeah.
How was campaigning for you? How did you find that?
So I would say to anybody who wants to run for FTO, don't let the idea of campaigning put you off, because it's whatever you want it to be, and your campaign reflects who you are as a person. So if you're really nervous, you can run a massive social media campaign, you can run on symbols and icons and things that people remember, but campaigning is such a crazy experience, because I remember walking around campus with a bucket full of sweets, blasting Britney with my friend, wearing my vote hand jacket, and you just don't care at that point, because you're so shameless for votes that you just don't care. But it's honestly, it can be one of the best weeks of your life. But also you crash like crazy afterwards.
I can imagine. So do you have any more advice for people running? Not just in campaigning, but if they get it?
Yeah, I mean, run on, it seems like really basic advice, but run on things that you're passionate about, because that is what you're going to have to stick to for the year, and you don't want to be in a position where you've agreed to do something because you think it's what people want to hear. So really run on things you're passionate about, and in campaigning, if there's a lot of people running for your position, ignore them. The only person you're running against is yourself, and you can just be the best version of yourself throughout all campaigning. And that's what's going to stand out to people. If you're the nice person who's like bringing everybody up and you're running with everybody and you're just there to have a good time, that's what's going to make you stand out from everybody else. So don't worry about if there's 5 people running for you position. Says me. Who
So is there any don'ts that you'd say for people who...
my only don't would be don't focus on other competitors and bringing other people down, because it just makes you look really petty, and that's not what you're about. You're about what's great about you. You're not about what's wrong with everybody else. And in things like hustings, it can be really nerve-wracking, but just make sure to stay positive all the way through, and work with the people that you're running with, because it can be quite a stressful time. So don't let yourself forget to eat. You get free like Juice Cafe vouchers and free deli vouchers to make sure that you're eating. I never forgot to eat, but...
So you mentioned hustings there.
Yeah.
How did you prepare for that?
I got really drunk now. I prepared by just kind of remembering that it's one night and you're there to have fun. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because then you just get so nervous and you fall over your words. And you already believe in your manifesto, so you're going to sell it just through believing it. Like, don't get too caught up on the details. And if you don't know something, please don't pretend to know it, because everybody will know. Like, you don't have to go into a job expecting to know everything. Yeah. It's all about learning on the job. I think Subtext said that I would have the steepest learning curve of any of the FTOs, so I'm proud of that.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
What was it like winning the elections? Was that a happy time in your life?
If anybody's seen the video, like, there's me and one of the other girls that starts sobbing when we realise that we've won. And I rang my sister. I was very drunk at this point because we were in Sugar House. Shout out. But I rang my sister and just sobbed. And I was so excited because I've known since second year that I wanted to run for this position. But it was also kind of sad to see everybody who didn't get through, because I ran against some really amazing people and some really passionate people. So you do kind of feel a bit sad, but yeah, it was fun.
So I kind of, before we move on to kind of more about stuff you do,
yeah,
and kind of promoting that,
just
some things about who can actually run for FTO?
Anyone, any student. If you're postgrad and you're worried about the way that would kind of fit in with your degree schedule, we do cater to postgrads. Obviously, it's so important to have postgrads. The union is like notoriously UG centric, because obviously that's our biggest cohort. So I would really love to encourage more postgrads to run, and we had a few this year, which was really, really good. But yeah, anybody can run, and anybody should.
And how about people who are really passionate and like able to do the job, but kind of scared of maybe public speaking, kind of getting through that?
Yeah, so you do get lots of help once you're in the role, and I know it's super nerve-wracking, because hustings is such a nerve-wracking experience if you have like anxiety or if you're not very good at public speaking. But there'll be the union is there to help you through that, and the other FTOs that are currently FTOs can help you through that with tips and tricks. And there's lots of societies and places that can help you to kind of figure out, like Debate Society would be a really good place to go to try and figure out how to, get through hustings. But don't let that put you off. I mean, nobody enjoys public speaking, but you do. I don't. I hate public speaking a lot of the time. I can just black out and forget what I've said. So, but you make do, and you're so passionate about it that you just don't care at one point. You just don't care.
So as the VP of Education, what kind of benefits does that bring you? Like, what opportunities do you get, I guess?
I get to meet really, really cool students, and sometimes they're angry at me, but it's fine, I don't care. I get to meet some really amazing people, I get to meet amazing lecturers and amazing staff, and I get to see how passionate everybody behind the scenes is, because I think a lot of the time we can kind of think, oh, it's the students and then it's the staff and lecturers and it's them and us. But some of the lecturers at this university have really surprised me with how student focused they are and how passionate they are, and then vice versa with the students. So I'd say the main perk of my job is all the people that I get to meet and all the experiences I get to have. Like you, and you.
Nice, yeah.
Well, that leads us nicely into kind of the academic rep system. So can you explain, I am an academic rep, so this will be kind of I admit there is some bias here straight away. Okay, I'm fully for the academic rep system.
That merch.
These are the hoodies we got that were from the Lancaster University Alumni and Friends funding.
Yeah, they were.
So
thanks
friends. For that. But first of all, before we get into that, what is the academic rep system? in a nutshell.
Okay. She's like, go. So the academic rep system is comprised of representatives from each module who represent you, ironically, and they're kind of headed up by faculty representatives, which you are one of, who kind of oversee all the academic reps and make sure they're being listened to. Academic reps are the people who hold your department to account, so they sit in student staff committees or departmental meetings, and they kind of raise any qualms, qualms, what an old word, raise any qualms, raise any issues, and also bring about positive things, so like the student-led teaching awards the reps can get involved in, you experience really fun training days, a conference, yeah.
So if someone hasn't heard who their reps are,
Yeah.
how could they find that out?
You can go online. You can also ask your department. There should be places all over your department where you can find out who your reps are. Or you can ask me or anyone that works in the student union and we can put you in contact.
Find it out.
Yeah. You should find out. Please find out who your rep is.
Yes. It is super important.
Yeah,
And this week we've got faculty forums. So that's when all of the academic reps from each faculty meet,
Yeah.
and the faculty reps kind of co-chair that meeting.
Yeah.
So it's a good way of kind of getting feedback.
So much feedback.
So much feedback.
So much.
Yeah.
Which is really great because I can go and sit in, say, meeting with heads from LUMS and they're talking about all this high level, oh, look how great we are. And I'm like, yeah, that's really, really great, but this is what the reps have been saying. Maybe we should deal with this first and then we'll see where we go from there.
So your role is kind of holding the university to account.
Yeah,
I guess, in that
yeah.
kind of way.
It's there's a level of responsibility. I mean, it got brought up yesterday at the faculty forum that where is this feedback going? And it is frustrating because there can be a lag because anything at the university does take a while to kick in. But student voices are so important, and without the academic rep system, I don't know how students would actually be represented here, and you'd just be doing a course that you have no say on, which would be a nightmare.
Change is not quick.
Change is not quick. No change is quick, unfortunately, and I'm only here for a year, so I'm like, come on!
But you've done some big things in that year. For
Hopefully.
example, the Student Education Conference that happened on Saturday.
Segue. She's a pro.
Oh yeah. What was that all about?
So the Students' Education Conference was something that not specifically ran on, but empowering the academic rep system was a really big manifesto point of mine, which hopefully I'm succeeding in doing. But the conference was a whole day on last Saturday with different sessions that brought really, really big topics in higher education right down to a ground level. So we had things like decolonising the curriculum, why 1 in 4 students has mental health problems, even why did Lancaster win University of the Year, you know? It's a big question. And we had the Vice President for Higher Education from NUS there. We had loads of engaged reps. We had free hoodies. And it was a really, really fun day. It was really fun. I shouldn't have gone to Sugar House the night before, but it was a really fun day.
Yeah, it was interesting. It is interesting because I went as
The
this is why
bias
I've got the hoodie. It was interesting to see all the different opinions that were there. We had the debate on free speech, which was interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's really important with such a massive global topic like free speech, it's important for Lancaster to put our own kind of mark on it, and you know, we're not afraid to tackle that topic, and it was a really kind of helpful debate, and it stayed really friendly, which I'm always so positive about. And all of the other FTOs who don't really have that much interaction with the reps were saying it's amazing that we have this group of such engaged students, and I think they were a bit jealous that I get to spend time with you guys and they don't.
So do you think it'll happen again next year?
Well, I can't say for certain, but whoever wins VP Education, I will I will ask them politely if they wouldn't mind doing it, and hopefully the reps themselves would feel empowered enough to ask.
Yeah. If I were here next year, then I think I thought it was good. I thought it was a good idea. I'm not just saying that because you're sat right next to me. I left kind of feeling really like, we're gonna change things. Yeah.
That's how I feel every day. I live a very intense life.
It must be.
Yeah. I'm glad it's only a year.
And talking of next year, what would you say for people who might be watching who aren't academic reps this year? Like, why do you think they should put themselves forward?
I'm going to have to come out clean now. I've never been an academic rep. I'm sorry, it's a shameful thing, I know. But You can still get
Shocking
super
news
involved.
here.
I know, this just in. No, you can still be, I mean, being an academic rep, now that I've been obviously on the other end of it, is so important, and it really empowers you as a student, because those little things like, oh, my lecturer's not replying to my emails, or oh, my lecturer keeps turning up late, or I'm really struggling with the amount of assessments, deadlines I've got in. As just a regular student, you kind of deal with them and you grumble, but as an academic rep, you know the pathways, those like constructive pathways that you can take to really get change made, and you can affect your own degree and you can make it better for yourself, which who doesn't want to do that?
Well, I do,
You know.
clearly, because I'm a rep.
Well, apparently I didn't. So.
No, but it's, you know, personally, I thought it was a great opportunity to be able to speak up for people,
Yeah.
and then put myself forward for faculty reps. I'm the postgraduate taught faculty rep for LUMS, so I represent approximately 997 people in LUMS, just say. So it's and the good thing about, particularly in LUMS, I know it depends on the faculty, is that I'm actually invited to meetings and they listen to me and they want to know what the students you know, are thinking and feeling. So
Yeah, and the majority of departments do want to know. It's just the actual making the change bit that we can struggle with sometimes, but we're getting there slowly and
Yeah.
steadily.
yeah, it's never going to be easy.
No,
Let's face it.
but we gotta keep fighting that good fight.
Yes.
Never give up.
No,
as they say.
we're so empowered right now. See, this is what I do, I just sit and rile people up and then leave.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good, because then you're basically creating a little army of people who
Yes.
want to.
So I've even like hooded
Things.
them up
Yeah.
now, so
But the
yeah.
revolution
Yeah.
started. Yeah,
You've made a little
exactly.
cult now. We've even got our own little
Oh,
uniform. So yeah,
You join our cult? No.
yeah. No, it's not a cult. It's a force for good.
Yeah. That sounds culty.
Yeah.
That's what they would say there.
Oh.
Would you worship the leader of a cult there?
You worship me? No. Oh my god, this is taking a turn. I've been tricked. I'm gonna get in trouble now.
Well, you know what? Thank you so much
You're
for being here, coming on this show and talking to us. Hi. Here's a look at what's coming up on campus this week.
Bye.
So, like we've just heard, elections for the new Lancaster University Students' Union full-time officers are now open. So, if you're thinking about running, the Candidate Academy are hosting events for to explain about the process. That's all about what you can run for and some tips for campaigning. So the last session will be the 21st of February, that's tomorrow at 2 p.m, and the nominations close at 12 p.m. on Friday, which is the 23rd.
Tomorrow, the Defying Dementia Student Society are hosting their Come Date With Me event. So even if you didn't have a date on Valentine's Day, then don't worry. The evening will be in County Bar, and it will hope to pair up couples who have been specifically chosen for each other. Tickets cost £7, and there will be a free bowl of chips provided. So, you know,
Ooh.
sounds good.
On Thursday, there will be a bystander intervention training. The session is open to all, but can take the place of the online training sessions for society and sport execs, JCRs and academic reps. So if you're interested, it will be in Boland North Seminar Room 24, but there are only 40 places, so check that out.
The Glow Rooms is being host to Pulse events on the Friday night for their Dusk Till Dawn night. The evening is in collaboration with the Lancaster University Electronic Dance Music Society and Cut the Rag. It is £4 per ticket if you purchase it online, or £5 on the door. There is also the chance to buy Krispy Kremes while you are there for only £1.
The Hiking Club have another weekend away in Scotland. This weekend they will hopefully be taking on Glencoe, depending on weather. So if you need your equipment checking, then you can see them in the Faraday foyer between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. weekdays.
For all those of you who are nominating yourselves for the full-time officer role, there will be a candidate briefing after nominations have closed. Everyone is expected to attend this meeting, as it will brief you on the rules and plans for the next 2 weeks. The meeting will be in Boland North Seminar Room 10 at 5 p.m. on Friday. Good luck to all those being nominated.
So that's it for this week's episode.
Hope everyone had a great week, and we shall see you all next week for another episode of Good Morning Lancaster.
Bye.
Goodbye.